Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Winter is tough. After we get through the holidays, it's kind of just like cold and dark outside. The only holiday to look forward to is like Valentine's Day. No wonder seasonal depression runs rampant. However, as a certified fall and winter lover, the key to not ending it all is to follow nature's lead and hibernate. The dark and the cold won't bother you because you should be inside with a warm drink and a fuzzy blanket. If you're new to hibernating, have no fear. Today I'm here to deliver your winter survival kit full of books, movies, TV shows, video games, music, all to keep you preoccupied during your hibernation. Let's start with movies. Okay, first, all of the Harry Potter movies. The first two are a lot lighter, warmer, cozier in my opinion. But I mean, you're gonna have so much time on your hands. Just go ahead and watch all of them. It's like peak cozy escapism and nostalgic for some of you, I bet. There's magic, there's school vibes, there's winter scenes. And again, it's getting dark at 5 p.m. So, bundle up and have a little marathon. I've talked about the Harry Potter movies before. I kind of always gravitate towards them in the winter months, but if you don't know what they're about, we follow our main character, Harry Potter, who discovers when he's 11, I think, that he is a wizard, and he gets brought into this new wizarding world. We follow him throughout his school years at Hogwarts, which is like a magical boarding school. Next, movie rec. I've also talked about this before, but I promise I have new ones in here. Just like let me get through these. Howl's Moving Castle. This is my favorite Studio Ghibli movie. I've already made a video on how it is a winter movie because one of the characters is like a fireplace. The vibes are very soft, dreamy, fantasy. It's like a found family, like a few different misfits or just like people who don't really have anyone else come together to like make their own family. Love is a big theme. This is really just like a lovely, cozy, animated movie that's nice to watch if you're feeling low in the winter months. Next movie rec, The Chronicles of Narnia. Now, unlike Harry Potter, I can only attest to the first movie. I don't even think they made movies for all of books. I've only seen the first movie, but I think that could be a good one to watch. Kind of similar to Harry Potter, I guess, but we follow 4 siblings who find a secret world in the back of like a dresser. They are transported into another magical world. This one really is like wintry. There is a lot of snow and like an ice queen in the first movie. You're gonna see a bit of a theme that personally, when I'm feeling down in the winter months or just in general, I really gravitate towards fantasy because I feel like it is the best escape from real life. I'm like, get me out of this world, get me into a fantasy world, please. And this is quite literally like, it's like you can go on the journey with them and like be transported into this new world. It is for kids, which is kind of another thing I gravitate towards, like really light topics where it's just like happy endings, nothing too serious and deep. Some of these picks are serious and deep, but like not this one. Okay, and the final movie in your winter survival kit is going to be Little Women. I know people have lots of preferences about like which version they like, so you pick your favorite version, For the most part, the story's the same. Characters are the same. It's just like there's different retellings of it. Disclaimer, I've only seen the recent one with like Saoirse Ronan. That's the only one I've seen. I'm sorry. But it was really good. I really liked it. Obviously, it's on this list for a reason. Very warm lighting, soft winter atmosphere. It is an emotional story, but I also think it's very comforting. This is a theme of like family and again, love. Okay, those were all the movie recommendations. I already have a video talking about cozy movies that I like to watch in the winter. They give a few more suggestions. I'm keeping the section kind of short. TV is kind of a big section. So let's get into it. These first 2 shows might seem out of left field. I don't really know where my audience is sitting when it comes to this. But the first TV show I would put in your winter survival kit is Run BTS. This is the variety show that the K-pop group BTS does. Don't knock it till you try it, okay? Granted, I love BTS. There was a time in my life when I was at my most depressed, actually. This was the only show that I could watch. And I haven't even watched all the episodes. I watched it for like 3 months straight, like not watching anything else ever. And I didn't even get through all the episodes. There's hundreds of episodes. If you're gonna hunker down for hibernation and you need to like binge watch something that's never ending, this could be a good option for you. Basically, it is so fun. It is the 7 members of BTS. Usually each episode is like 2 or 3 parts, so they're pretty long. They're doing some sort of like activity or game. They do like the mafia games and sometimes just like board games. I don't even know how to explain it. It's literally just a variety show. It's literally just the K-pop variety show. I think it really combats the seasonal gloom because like these 7 guys are like best friends. They're giving it their all in these challenges, and so there are so many funny moments. Truly, like their happiness and their energy, like you can absorb it through the screen, I feel like. And if you don't believe me, from like 2020 to 2021, at least, I was so depressed. I did not laugh ever. And then it was either 2021 or 2022, I discovered BTS and I started watching the show and I learned how to laugh again. It was crazy. I was laughing at them and then like I genuinely like took that happiness into my life and suddenly I had life and happiness in me again. And maybe that sounds crazy, but like if you're a K-pop stan, you get it. Thank you, BTS. In a very similar vein, Going 17. This is the K-pop group 17's variety show. These two are my favorite variety shows. Like I listen to a lot of K-pop, but these are the only variety shows that I would regularly watch. Going 17 is very much like the same energy, very chaotic, but they're all friends. They're giving it like 110% at these challenges. Personally, for Going 17, I feel like they specialize in like mafia videos. Like everyone gets a character. It's like a movie. It's like an improvised movie where it's some sort of like murder mystery. Oh my god, they're just so good. And there's like different versions that they've done over years. You just get so into it and it's so fun. Truly, even if you don't like K-pop, if this sounds like something that would be fun to you, I would suggest watching it. Okay, those are the only 2 variety shows. The next shows are like actual fictional stories. First option, The Owl House. Guys, I am on my 3rd rewatch of The Owl House. I didn't watch it when it came out. I watched it like after it had already completed. I just watched it all the way through and then I rewatched it and now I'm on my 3rd rewatch. I love it so much. It is an animated Disney show. You're gonna see a theme and I didn't even mean to do this. I was just thinking of things that like I tend to watch during the winter, but there's definitely a theme. Our main character Luce is a tween girl who gets transported to a magical world. You know, a bunch of misfits come together and create a found family. Love is another big theme. Familial love, friendship love, romantic love. It's all about love. It's so wholesome and heartwarming, but also it's crazy for a Disney show. It has lore and world building and a magic system, and I love it. It's one of those kid shows that starts out like really lighthearted and fun, but there's like seeds being planted of maybe the world isn't totally what it seemed. And then as we get going throughout like the 2nd and 3rd season, it's like, oh my god, things really get taken up a notch. And I love that. Because it is a kid's show, it is still like mostly lighthearted, fun, funny. It's animated, and I feel like animated shows really take me out of this world and put me in the fictional world because it doesn't look anything like this world. I could recommend animated kid shows for hours, and I have, but I don't think I've talked about The Owl House as much on here. So here you go watch it. Okay, the next show is with real people. It's not animated. It is called Rain. The first time I watched the show was back when I was super depressed before I found Run BTS. This was like the perfect show to binge watch for like 2 months. Like January, February into March, I watched this and I did paint by numbers any moment of free time that I had. And I look back on that time fondly. Okay, so this was a CW show from like 2013. It is a historical drama that follows Mary, Queen of Scots, but it has like a modern CW teen show flair. It's like loosely based on history, but it's mostly about like character relationships and drama, but the whole backdrop is like castles, gowns, costumes. I don't know, I watch it and I'm like, yes, that actually was how it happened. That was how it happened. That was history. And that's also what they wore. And like it's like Bridgerton, I think, where they have like modern versions of songs playing. And I'm like, yeah, that's actually the music that they listen to. It's very bingeable, but to me, it feels like extra cozy because it's in like a castle and there's like torches and like the imagery is just cozy. Okay, the next show you need in your winter survival kit, Game of Thrones. After I finished Reign, there was like a royal TV show hole in my heart, and I tried to fill it with Game of Thrones, but they're very different. Game of Thrones, I don't even know how to describe. It is like a Game of Thrones. In this fantasy world, we have all these different kingdoms and rulers all fighting for the Iron Throne. The person who sits on the Iron Throne is like the main ruler of majority of the world. Yeah, so it's very wintry. Winter is coming, literally, in the show. It has a lot of episodes and it's really long and it has a lot of seasons. I think it's like, 8 seasons? It's really easy to just like get into it and watch it for your entire hibernation. I will say, this is very different from all my other recommendations because this isn't like a cozy, lighthearted fantasy. This is like a dark, mature, graphic, violent, gross, I dare say, fantasy. But easy fix because you stream it, you can just look away or mute it or fast forward. It's one of those shows where they feel the need to, like, there's lots of fighting and violence. It's like constant war. They feel the need to show you like every injury, and I cannot watch all that. So I simply look away. But I stay for like the world building and the overall plot and the political intrigue. And I'm not very brave. So like if you're braver than me, or if you even like more of that vibe, Game of Thrones. It's actually crazy because I did not watch it when it was coming out. Not my vibe at all. Like I said, I think I want to say this was 2021 that I watched this, but as I always say, those like 2 years are really blurry for me. So somewhere in there, I started and finished Game of Thrones and I never got anything spoiled for me. All I knew going in was that people didn't like the ending. And so I was trying to think, I was like, well, what could happen that people wouldn't like? I was way off. Okay, and for our last TV show recommendation, I don't think I've ever talked about the show on here before, but guys, this is one of my favorite animated shows. I also watched it in the winter for the first time. Arcane. This is a Netflix animated show. I watched this after it came out, and after I watched it, I literally recommended it to every person I know who is like even semi into animated shows. And not everyone watched it, but everyone who did watch it loved it. The second season came out last winter. The show is fully over now, so you don't even have to wait like 3 years for the second season. You can just watch it all the way through, and it is so good. It's based on League of Legends, like the video game, but you don't have to like know anything about that to watch this show. I didn't know anything about that when I watched this show. It just is like the characters from the game are in the story, and if you know the game, then you will get like Easter eggs. You'll like see them like with their weapons that they use in the game. But the show has like its own plot. It's so good. The animation is literally stunning and also like so emotional the way that they draw it. This show, both seasons, has the best soundtrack of any show ever. The theme song is amazing. All the first season songs are amazing. All the second season songs are amazing. If you're working out and you need to get hyped up, just play the Arcane soundtrack on repeat. Even like the slower songs will still like get you hyped. The plot is very high stakes and it definitely has some heavy moments, but I would say overall it's more like action packed and plot driven rather than just like being like a sad, depressing, emotional show. But yeah, I think it's great to watch in the winter because you can really get immersed in it. Next, we're gonna go through music. I'm just throwing this section in here because of my experience being sad. I definitely feel like leading up to Christmas, like Christmas music is the way to go. But then in like January and February, it's like, what do I listen to now? I got you. Let's pull up my Spotify. In the winter, in my past, I always have like a January crash out, and when that hits, in the past, I would listen to sad music. So, like Phoebe Bridgers, oh, Bo Burnham is in here. Alternative, folky music. Truly, I think my winter playlists are really cool. We have like M83, 21 Pilots. Oh my gosh, Instant Crush by Daft Punk and Julian Casablancas has been one of my top songs for like 5 years in a row. Yeah, I haven't made a winter playlist this year because I have been abnormally sad leading up to Christmas. I love Christmas. I look forward to it all year. I had lots of Christmas decorations, amazing Christmas tree. I went to every single store in my town last year that sold Christmas trees looking for like the perfect tree, and I finally found it. After like a week or two of looking, it was a pre-lit Christmas tree. It had these warm white twinkle lights, which is really what I wanted. I loved it so much. I had it up from November to February last year, which is usually what I like to do. This year I couldn't put it up in November because I got a kitten, and I thought he would like jump in the tree and maybe pull it over. So I was really worried about putting it up. So I waited until the beginning of December to put it up last Saturday actually. I set it up in the afternoon and I really didn't let him be around it. We just kind of stayed in my room. And then on Sunday, I was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm gonna be out here. So if he jumps in the tree, like I'll get him out before he like pulls it over or gets tangled in the wires. I was really scared about him hurting himself in the tree. He didn't even have 2 hours of supervised time with the tree. I swear I blinked and the lights went off and I was like, what was that? And I go over to the wire and I'm like clicking the foot pedal and the remote and unplugging it and plugging back in, and I'm like, okay, the lights aren't turning on, like what did you do? He chewed right through. It was like a super thin cord. I swear it had to have just been like one chomp. He chewed through a cord on my pre-lit tree. So, and they don't sell like replacement cords or anything, and so yeah, I can't even talk about it without crying. I put the tree away. No tree this year. I wanted to recreate like this beautiful setup that I had last year with like the tree in the back, but obviously I don't have a tree, so you're gonna have to deal with like my wreath and like my table over here being like my Christmas backdrop because I don't have anything else because he has broken so much. You can actually see it in my Christmas movie streaming video. I have like a little Christmas tree that's decorated like a cookie. He broke it. He knocked it over and the base like shattered. I'm looking at it right now. I haven't thrown it away because I'm so sad. And like even though the base is like completely gone, I'm like maybe I could get like something else to like put it in because I love it so much. So now I'm scared to put out anything else. It's fine. Anyway, I'm not super feeling the Christmas spirit this year. I've already busted open my winter survival kit because I'm like, girl, it's really tough. So instead of listening to Christmas music, folk music, I've been listening to K-pop. Actually, I really didn't listen to it like this spring and summer. I was listening to like new genres of music. I was loving it, but at the end of the day, when things get tough, the tough listen to K-pop. When things get tough, I have to bust out the big guns. When I first discovered K-pop, I listened to just BTS. And then I branched out to like just boy groups like 17, Stray Kids, and Hypen. But I found that when I'm really going through it, like in the cold, dark winter months, I have to listen to the poppiest K-pop to ever pop. Like, I've really been loving Gala by XG. Honestly, a bunch of songs by XG. Twice is really good. Stacy is like the best group for just like happy, hype pop songs. So I've been listening to a lot of Stacy. Also ITZY. They just had a comeback with Tunnel Vision. Also from Miss9. Like You Better. This came out in the summer, but now it's a winter song to me because I love it so much. Also Islet just came out with Not Cute Anymore. That's great. And also I was like late to the train with like Enhypen's latest releases. They're a boy group, not a girl group. But Bad Desire and Helium have also been on repeat. Also NMIXX, just like in general, has really good songs, and they recently came back with Blue Valentine, which won like the most they've ever won, I think, which is awesome. Also, the last group, there's this girl group named Billy with 3 L's. Their songs are like whimsical and magical, and I've listened to them so much that like I don't even think I can really hear them for what they are anymore. They have some songs that are really good. You know, is my favorite. So that's what I'm listening to right now. However, if you don't like K-pop, obviously just like listen to the music you like. But I will say, I think it's kind of overrated, like to listen to sad music when you're sad. When I listen to sad music when I'm sad, I genuinely think like it's all over. I'm never coming back from this because the music is just making me more sad. I was the person who was like, when I'm sad, I need sad music. And when I'm happy, I also low-key listen to sad music. No, I need to like keep the vibes up. K-pop like kind of keeps me floating above the water. And like sometimes I like dip under a little bit, but like for the most part, I'm staying afloat. So for your winter survival kit, I would recommend really fun, happy pop music. Okay, next we're going to talk about video games. Now, I'm not a gamer, but the games that I have played, I am like obsessed with. So let me tell you about some that are perfect for winter. First, we have Hogwarts Legacy. I played this for the first time last fall into winter, and it changed seasons with me. Like, it was crazy. It's set in like the Harry Potter world. You are a student at Hogwarts, but it's set like decades in the future. So new events, new stories, new characters. But same world, same like cozy magical exploration vibes. I don't know game terms, but I think it's like an open world where like you have a bunch of quests, but you can kind of do what you want. Like I really was focused on the main quest. I like went to classes and learned new spells, and I was like going on adventures with the students, and I like finished the main quest, but I had not done like any side quests or like any world exploration. I still haven't finished it. Like I finished the game, like I finished the plot, but like I feel like I'm probably at like 50% done with the game. It gives you a little percentage. The world is so big. There's so much you can explore. You can like ride around on a broom, or like you can tame an animal and ride around on your animal. You learn different spells, and you can fight people, or you can grow things. There's so much to do, so it's just so easy to like get lost in it, and it's a really thought out and engaging story, I would say. It is kind of expensive. I bought it and it was like, I swear, 75% off in like the Nintendo eStore. I played it on a Switch, and I know people are like, the Switch graphics are horrible, you have to play it on a PC. Well, I don't have a PC. Okay, the Switch was fine. I bought it at like 75% off. So maybe if it's on your radar, watch for a sale, especially because they're making a second one. So like probably as it gets closer to that, the original price might drop. Okay, the second game, I have so many hours put into this, and it's free. Palia. Oh my gosh. This is a life sim, I think is what the term would be. You are a human that gets dropped into like this magical world. The people of this little town welcome you in. They give you a little plot of land. You like build your house, and you like make connections with all the villagers, and you go on quests, and you're like uncovering things about the world and yourself and the history. And like that's basically it's very like chill, low stress. For one of the quests, like I had to like gather all these materials, and I needed a ruby. You like hunt, farm, mine, all that stuff. I needed to mine a ruby. Oh my god. I think I spent over a month. I was clocking in for my mining shifts. Like I would get off work and I would just play Palia until I went to bed. But for so many of those nights, I was just mining for a ruby. I was still having fun, and it was so worth it, because then I completed the quest. I've put in so many hours on this game, but it's like constantly being updated. So again, I play on a Switch, but there's like other people's characters. It's also like teamwork, because sometimes you need like magical stones or like magical wood from a tree, and you can't like chop it by yourself. So people will put in the chat like where on the map they are. They'll be like, flow tree at this box, and everyone will run, and you'll cut it down together, and everyone will get some of the wood. I love the visuals. The visuals really remind me of like Fortnite, kind of. Like that's the perspective we're in. Like you can see your character, like you're slightly behind your character. But I think it's really pretty. I mean, I haven't played like tons of games to compare it to, but I think it's really pretty. It's like mountains and cliffs and oceans and magical world, magical skies. I really like it. I love this game, and it's free, so I really think you should play it. And you get to like design your own character. It's so fun. Okay, the next game is relatively new to me, but I've also like put in the hours on this one. I'm flying through it. Fire Emblem Three Houses. I had never heard of the Fire Emblem games before, and I still don't know what they're about. I saw a TikTok a couple months ago of this guy who was like, if you liked Hogwarts Legacy, but you wanted more like classroom time of like actually learning, and you wanted like your interactions to maybe have more of an influence on like your storyline, he was like, you need to play Fire Emblem Three Houses. Hogwarts has 4 houses and Fire Emblem has 3 houses. You are student aged, but you're kind of like a prodigy fighter. So you're brought into this school, which is a monastery, I think. You get to like pick your house, and then you are like the professor. You're like hanging out with the students, but you're also like teaching them. And I actually love this game so much because I'm really bad at fighting in games. When you're fighting in the moment, I cannot aim. Like, I'm so bad at it. There were so many Hogwarts Legacy fights that took me multiple days trying for so long, probably like 10 plus attempts to beat the final bosses of each quest chapter thing, because I'm so bad at aiming in these games. You're like training your students like to have specific skills. Maybe they fight with swords, or maybe they fight with magic, or maybe they heal with magic. You know, there's just like so many options. And so you get sent on these missions by the monastery, and it's kind of like chess is what I would compare it to. So like you have to be strategic in how you're training your students and yourself, because then when you get on the battlefield, that determines like what you can do. So you like move all of your students and yourself, and then like the opponent will move all of their characters and back and forth. And I'm proud to say I've actually never lost a battle. Yeah, I'm like a strategic thinker. I'm not like an in the moment good fighter aimer, but if I can have like 10 minutes per turn to really think about where I'm going to move everyone and like what move I want them to do, yeah, okay, like I'm way better at that. And then on top of that, there's like this whole magical fantasy plot happening, and so like with each quest you get more answers, and like as you're building your relationships with the students, they also like give you information about the world, and it's so good. It's 2 parts, and I just started the second part. It's actually dangerous. I've stopped allowing myself to play it on weeknights because it's just like palia. I'll start playing, maybe I'll go through like one school day and I'll do like one fight, and I blink and it's been like 4 hours, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to go to bed. But also like I can't stop playing because like I'm in the zone. When you're moving all your characters in Fire Emblem Three Houses, and you genuinely reach a flow state. And also, oh my god, it's animated like an anime. And so I'm assuming that like most video games are like this, where like they kind of cut in scenes that play like a movie. This is like I'm watching an anime movie. And then the final video game, of course, is Minecraft. I don't touch Minecraft all year until it's like Christmas. And then for some reason, I'm like, I want to go into Minecraft. I love building my base in like a snow ice biome. I make the same house in every single world. It's like a 2-story box with like a bunch of windows. I can like decorate my house all cozy, and I can look out the window and it'll be snowing. Obviously, it's Minecraft. You can do whatever you want. If you want to build, if you want to fight. I like to play it as if it's a sim. Like I explore a little bit, I pick a base, I start building my house, I start building a garden, I start adventuring for little things that I need. And I do play in survival, but I sleep through the night, because remember how I said I can't aim? I can't kill monsters in Minecraft. But yeah, you can kind of do whatever you want, like at your own pace. And also the soundtrack is like so calming and vibey. I love it. All of these games kind of can be like as chill as you want, but they're so good to just like escape into for hours, which I think is perfect for your hibernation. Okay, the final section is books, because truly, like, what is cozier than curling up with like a blanket, lighting a candle, and reading a good book? Basically, in the winter, I tend to gravitate towards fantasy books because like everything on this list, I need an escape. However, I also think that winter is a really good time to read romance books, specifically like rom-com books, like romantic comedies. They're usually like very lighthearted, cute, and they always have happy endings. They're just easy to read, like you can read them pretty fast. So I have 2 romance options that I will tell you now. The first one is actually a holiday romance. It's called Snowed In. I read this last year and I think I really liked it because there wasn't like a third act breakup. Typically rom-com books follow a formula where like there's some misunderstanding or fight and the couple like breaks up in the third act, but then they get back together, so it's kind of just like, what was the point of the fight? This book doesn't have the fight. They just have like really good communication, and it's so sweet because it is Christmas, so they're like going through like Christmas winter activities, and then obviously there's a snowstorm, but the book itself is just like, it was so fun to read. I literally read it in like 24 hours last year. It was so good. I would recommend this one in like December, early January, since it is more Christmassy. This next book I'm recommending because it has a movie coming out soon, and so you'll obviously want to read the book first. Love Hypothesis. I read this a few years ago. Ali Hazelwood is really good at writing fun characters, fun dialogue, fun dynamics between like the 2 main characters. Love Hypothesis is fake dating. It's like a grad student versus, it's not her professor, but I think he's like a faculty member. They're both adults, so it's not weird, but it is fake dating. It's really fun. Like I said, the character dynamics are really good, and it's just like light and fun, happy ending. If you like take some other options from this list that are like a little bit heavier, this is a good palate cleanser. The winter already feels like really heavy and dark, so we're trying to like lift the energy up to be light and fun, and these books definitely fit into that. Now some fantasy recs if you want more of an escapism vibe. I had a book club last year. It was awesome. I got to pick one book for it, and it was this one, One Dark Window. Everyone loved it. I genuinely have not seen a single bad review about it, so I feel like it's a pretty safe bet. And also, the world is so good. It'll be so easy for you to like just get absorbed into it. It's almost like a dark fairy tale vibe. I'm always scared of like spoiling stuff because in general I feel like it's best to just like go in knowing as little as possible, but in a world there is magic, but magic only exists in the form of like playing cards. And so like if you have a card, there's a card that's like, what's it called? It's like the Dark Horse or something. Usually like elite soldiers have that card because it gives you like increased strength and speed. And there's like a bunch of different cards and they're really valuable. That's like the world. Our main girl has this voice living in her head. And if like, what would you do if that's all I've told you about this book? I'll kind of tell you like what is in the preview for the book, like on the back. Our main girl has some type of like spirit in her head that she calls the nightmare. Like he talks to her, she talks to him, and it's like, what the heck is going on? The book starts when our main girl meets a highwayman, and she's kind of thrust into his world and his quest. He's trying to cure the world because their kingdom is like surrounded by this mist, so no one can like get through the mist. That's a good thing. I should have told you that. So they think if they can get one of each of the 12 types of cards, that they can like get rid of the mist. It's so good. It's a duology and it's completed. It's by Rachel Gillig and it is literally so good. The next recommendation is also by Rachel Gillig, and I did not do that on purpose. The Night and the Moth. This is her newest book. It came out this year. I read it. Something that I really remember while I was reading this book is like I was in it. It takes place at a monastery and I was seeing everything. Her writing was so descriptive. Okay, so kind of reading you what's on the back of this book as well. Our main girl is a diviner. She's kind of like a religious figure. People from all over the world will come to the cathedral where she lives with all of the other diviners, and she will dream for them, and she'll get like visions and symbols from the gods of this world, which are called omens, and then she can kind of interpret them and like answer questions for the people that come to her. Kind of what like oracles would do in Greek mythology. The heroes would like come to them with questions and then they would like get visions and answer their questions. This is all on the back of the book. The story starts when Really good, really good. It ended crazy. I don't know if this is going to be a series or a duology, but again, there's only one book out right now because it came out this year. But it was a success, so there should be a second book at least. Okay, third fantasy book recommendation for your winter survival kit, Heavenbreaker. I don't even know where I heard about this book. I feel like I haven't seen that many people talk about it. But guys, I read this and I think I gave it 4 stars. I was like, oh yeah, this was a really good book. I really liked it. I have not been able to stop thinking about it. I probably think about this book at least once a week. And then when I think about it, I'm like, oh, I should check to see when the next book is coming out. And it's like, when even is it coming out? September 2026. I think I read this right when it came out, which like really sucks because it was so good. I loved it so much. It's kind of like Pacific Rim meets like space. If you've ever seen Pacific Rim, that was my favorite movie for like a chunk of my life. It's these people, basically they have to fight these like giant monsters called kaiju that come up from like cracks in the ocean, and these people, humans, get into these like giant robot suits that have to be powered by 2 people because it's so hard on the human body in order to fight the giant monsters. Love that movie. Check that out if you've never seen it. This really reminded me of that because it is, I'm not going to tell you too much because you really should read this one, but it's basically like we're in space. It's basically jousting is like a sport, and these people, I think they're called riders, they get into like these giant robot suits and they go out onto this like field in space and they like joust. That is just one part of this book. This book is like so epic. The premise on the back of the book doesn't really give away anything, so I'm not going to tell you anything. It's very like fast-paced fantasy adventure. And maybe I loved it so much because, like I said, I love people fighting in like giant robot suits. I don't know. This one kind of had a little bit of everything. Like there's some romance, some political intrigue, some action, some like mystery where you're kind of like, what is going on here? It just has everything. It's really good. It's so good to just like get absorbed into the world. Take a shot every time I say absorbed into the world. Okay, this next book recommendation is very like addictive and easy to read, but this one also came out last year, I think, and I read it right when it came out on accident, but I think the new one might actually be coming out soon. This one is called The Rose Bargain. Okay, the second book in this series comes out April 2026. So maybe you read this in the winter and then like you only have to wait like 3 months for the second book to come out. This is kind of like fantasy Bridgerton. It takes place in like the time of Bridgerton where girls would like come out into society, and then like within that social season you want to like find a husband basically, except fairies are real, and so the queen is a fae queen, and she does this thing where every year the girls who are coming out into society can make a bargain with her to like get something. So maybe you'll like give up a finger and she'll like straighten your teeth for you or something like that. You give her something, she gives you something. Our main character Ivy is going through it because her family's reputation has recently been ruined, and like the reputation is everything in high society. The queen announces that her son is going to be taking a wife this season. So some of the girls can be chosen to like enter this kind of like bachelor-esque competition where they will like go through trials to win the prince's hand. And our main girl is like, oh my gosh, this is a really great opportunity for me, because otherwise like my family will not be invited to any of these events. But if I'm like in this competition, they'll have to be invited. The prince's brother agrees to like help our main girl win the competition for some reason. It's kind of giving like the selection a little bit. In my review, I said this book is like if you took Once Upon a Broken Heart and combined it with Cruel Prince and sprinkled a little bit of Red Queen on top. Actually, that's really interesting because just now I did not compare it to any of those books. What did I say? I said it was like Bridgerton and The Selection, and I gave it 5 stars. And coincidentally, the last book for your winter survival kit is the Red Queen. In a world of powerless, I will recommend you the Red Queen. This is a completed series. I think it's 4 books. Basically, there's 2 different types of blood: silver blood or red blood. The reds are commoners and the silver elite have like superpowers, so they rule over the reds. And what if that's all that I tell you? Our main girl has red blood and she kind of finds herself in the world of the silver bloods. That's all I can say. This is YA fantasy, very addictive if you want something that you can't put down and you can just like continue because it's a completed series. I haven't read the last book because I saw a spoiler of something that happens and I don't want that to happen. So I just haven't read the last book yet. Someday I will. Don't worry. Okay, guys. Well, that was the winter survival kit that I created for you. What do you think? Now you especially have a lot of books and a lot of TV shows to keep you occupied for a decent amount of time. You can sprinkle in some of these movies, some of the music, and also the video games can also keep you occupied for hours. My philosophy is that you just can't treat winter the way you treat summer. You just have to have the mindset going into winter that it's gonna be more chill. You're not gonna go out. You're not gonna leave your house as much. You're gonna spend more time being like cocooned up in bed with a book or a movie or a video game. And that's nothing to feel ashamed of, especially like with New Year's resolutions. You don't need to do a New Year's resolution in January. We are literally still hibernating in January. Start it in the spring. The second like the animals come out of hibernation and the plants start growing again and there's leaves on trees and the sun is out for longer, that is when I personally feel like recharged. I've spent like all winter recharging and now spring hits. But that's just how I feel, and I'm depressed all year long. So like, I don't know, take this with a grain of salt. But also because I'm depressed all year long, I'm kind of an expert at surviving. So hopefully this survival kit helps you out as well. Hopefully you can take some things from it or get inspired, get some ideas. And overall, I just don't want you to feel bad for like slowing down in the winter months. The earth is doing it. The animals are doing it. We should be doing it too. What are you doing? All right, if you guys made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you liked it. Leave a comment, subscribe if you want to. I hope you guys are liking these like holiday winter themed videos. Keep an eye out for a couple more, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!